Sometimes stepping back feels like protection, keeping distance from people, situations, or emotions. Emotional detachment can shield you from hurt, stress, or conflict, but it comes at a cost. What starts as self-preservation can quietly limit connection, empathy, and fulfillment. Understanding why the mind resorts to detachment reveals the balance between staying safe and remaining fully engaged in life. Today, we will talk about the truth about emotional detachment. So before we start, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. 1. Understanding emotional detachment. Emotional detachment is often misunderstood as coldness or lack of empathy, but in reality, it is a psychological response to stress, trauma, or overwhelming emotional experiences. The mind creates a protective barrier, reducing sensitivity to feelings to cope with intense or repeated emotional strain. This detachment allows individuals to function in high-pressure environments or recover from painful experiences, but over time, it can interfere with connection, intimacy, and self-awareness. The brain's prefrontal cortex and amygdala are involved in regulating emotional responses. Detachment often occurs when the amygdala's activity is suppressed to prevent distress, leaving cognitive reasoning in control. Understanding emotional detachment as a coping mechanism rather than a personal flaw allows individuals to approach it with awareness and intention, identifying when it serves protection and when it hinders more authentic engagement with life and relationships. 2. Causes of emotional detachment. Emotional detachment can develop from a variety of sources, including childhood experiences, trauma, stress, or repeated emotional rejection. Individuals who have faced inconsistent support or high emotional demands may learn to disconnect from feelings to protect themselves from pain. Chronic stress in adulthood, such as high-pressure work environments or difficult relationships, can also trigger detachment as a survival strategy. Additionally, personality traits like high intelligence, sensitivity, or perfectionism may increase the tendency to analyze rather than feel, leading to habitual emotional distance. Understanding the underlying causes helps differentiate temporary protective detachment from patterns that may require intentional interventions to restore emotional engagement and balance. 3. Psychological mechanisms behind detachment. Detachment engages both emotional and cognitive brain systems. The amygdala, responsible for processing emotional stimuli, reduces its activity, preventing feelings from overwhelming the individual. Simultaneously, the prefrontal cortex increases control, favoring logic over intuition or empathy. While this regulation can provide clarity and stability in stressful situations, it also dampens positive emotions, reducing joy, connection, and spontaneous expression. Detachment is therefore both protective and limiting, allowing survival under stress while creating barriers to intimacy and self-awareness. Recognizing this dual nature provides insight into when emotional detachment is adaptive and when it may be counterproductive. 4. Emotional numbness versus strategic detachment. Not all forms of detachment are harmful. Strategic detachment, sometimes called emotional regulation, allows individuals to manage their reactions and remain composed in challenging circumstances. Emotional numbness, on the other hand, is involuntary and persistent, often linked to trauma, stress, or burnout. While strategic detachment can enhance decision-making, leadership, and resilience, numbness diminishes life satisfaction, relationship quality, and self-connection. Identifying the difference between these forms helps individuals use detachment constructively while preventing negative long-term consequences. 5. Impact on relationships. Emotional detachment can significantly affect interpersonal relationships. Individuals may struggle to express affection, empathy, or vulnerability, creating distance with partners, friends, or colleagues. Others may misinterpret detachment as indifference, criticism, or emotional coldness, further straining connections. Persistent detachment can prevent emotional reciprocity, reducing intimacy and trust. Recognizing the influence of detachment on relationships is essential for fostering healthy communication, setting boundaries, and gradually re-engaging emotionally in a balanced and intentional way. 6. Effects on self-perception. Detachment influences how individuals perceive themselves. It can lead to feelings of emptiness, disconnection, or uncertainty about personal desires, values, and identity. Over time, emotional distancing may reduce motivation and engagement in meaningful activities, as the brain underestimates the importance of feelings. Self-awareness practices, such as journaling, mindfulness, or therapy, help individuals reconnect with their emotions, rebuild clarity about personal goals, and strengthen authentic self-expression. Awareness of the self-perception impact is crucial for maintaining psychological health while managing detachment. 7. Signs you might be emotionally detached. Common indicators of emotional detachment include difficulty expressing emotions, avoiding vulnerability, feeling numb or indifferent, preferring isolation, and analyzing situations excessively rather than feeling them. People may notice diminished joy, lack of empathy, or challenges in connecting with loved ones. Emotional detachment often manifests subtly, making it hard to recognize until it begins to affect relationships, performance, or overall life satisfaction. Awareness of these signs allows individuals to take proactive steps toward emotional reintegration without judgment. 8. Strategies to reconnect emotionally. Reconnecting with emotions requires intentional practice. Mindfulness and meditation improve awareness of present feelings, while journaling and reflection provide opportunities to process internal experiences safely. Gradual exposure to vulnerable situations, such as sharing thoughts with trusted individuals or practicing empathy, rebuilds emotional circuits. Engaging in creative activities, physical movement, and meaningful social interactions further stimulates emotional processing. Combining these strategies supports a balanced approach, allowing emotional engagement without overwhelming the protective mechanisms that detachment initially created. 9. Balancing protection and engagement. The key to managing emotional detachment is balancing protection with engagement. Complete immersion in emotions can be overwhelming, while persistent avoidance prevents growth and connection. Setting boundaries, recognizing triggers, and pacing emotional engagement help maintain resilience while rebuilding intimacy, self-awareness, and joy. Over time, individuals learn to regulate emotions intentionally, using detachment strategically rather than habitually, enhancing both well-being and social functioning. 10. Turning awareness into growth. Emotional detachment is not inherently negative. It is a coping strategy that reflects the brain's attempt to manage stress. By understanding its causes, mechanisms, and effects, individuals can consciously integrate emotional awareness into daily life. Intentional reconnection, mindfulness, and supportive relationships transform detachment from a limitation into a tool for resilience, helping individuals navigate challenges with balance and maintain authentic engagement with themselves and others. Awareness empowers personal growth, emotional intelligence, and meaningful connection, turning a protective mechanism into a strength. If you liked this video and would like to see more like it, please give it the thumbs up, leave a comment, and click the button to subscribe.